Hey guys, Boris here. It's been a while. In fact, it's been several months. So I decided, why not play some Battle Royale on ARMA 3? I am not good at Battle Royale in ARMA 3. Apologies for my absence, guys. Been streaming a lot more. For those of you who don't follow me on Twitch, Twitch TV/Teboris. I don't stream ARMA 3 there because I really can't. My internet isn't really good enough. But I do play it when I've got like a free hour or so. And this is actually a post commentary as well. I don't know if this is going to be any good. Hopefully it is. We'll find out. So, for those of you who are not familiar with the Battle Royale format, it's ARMA 3, so it's a first-person military simulator type game. Well, it can be first-person. This particular server has third-person enabled, as you can see there. What happens is, at the start of the match, you're in a plane, you're dropped randomly on the map, you parachute down, you are all dropped in the same sort of area, but of course, because you're parachuting, you can travel quite far distances from each other. So I'm actually here traveling to the outer edge, sort of the landing zone. I can see that there's two other people have landed sort of nearby other buildings, but I'm going to go for this building here. I have no real idea of what buildings are actually good for finding loot, actually, in ARMA 3, or specifically Battle Royale, because I've only played it like 5 times. This is probably literally the 5th time I've played it. So, yeah, it's just a case of finding guns at this point, because you start with 0 guns. In fact, you have no way of killing anyone at the start. Find some good loot here, find a nice vest pouch thing, and a bit of, well, slightly more camo thing. Apparently this door doesn't open, apparently. Even though it looks like it's just a regular door, it doesn't open. But I do know this building has a top floor, so I need to find the way up. I think the way up is, yeah, look, it's right here. How could I have missed that? I'm so blind and stupid. What is this? I think that's a grenade. A smoke grenade, not an actual frag grenade. Ah, but we found a gun. Excellent. It's not a very good gun. It's a submachine gun of some sort, but, you know, any gun is better than no gun. We need to get the ammo for it. There we are. Right, and a backpack as well. Perfect. So now it's a case of where am I going now? I have a gun. It's not a very good gun. Now I am at the outer edge of the landing zone. Now in the landing zone is death. A whole load of death. The likelihood of surviving in the landing zone is pretty low. Because of course it's the landing zone, that's where everyone is, and playing with the fire settings there. Out the window, I actually did see a guy running around at the edge of that town, but he seems to have vanished, which has me slightly concerned. But since he's all the way over there, he's not really much of a threat to me right now. I don't see anyone running towards me, so that's a good sign. I am slightly concerned that someone might sneak up on me, because I did see 2 other guys land nearby. Now this particular building isn't a very good... I don't think it's a very good building for finding decent equipment, but as you can see, I found a gun, which is better than a kick in the teeth most days of the week. I mean, it depends which day of the week, I suppose. Sunday morning is when a kick in the teeth would be best, I suppose. Oh well. So yeah, I just decided to head away from the landing zone. I don't really know where I'm going, but I see a nice truck there, and out the corner of my eye, I do spy a guy on the building. Now, submachine gun, not a very good weapon for firing at this range, but apparently I hit him in the head or something. He just collapses. Well, actually, he flies up into the air slightly and then collapses. Whatever, he's dead. So, that is one of the 2 guys that landed near me. I assume that was the guy that landed near that building. He spent a long time looting that building, longer than I spent looting the old petrol station. Ah, but he was probably looting the office building behind it, you see. That was the thing. He spent ages in there, and then came out and was like, "Oh yes, I've got all the good loot." And then he's like, "Oh, I've been shot by some dude." Find this lovely truck. Now trucks or cars in general, in Battle Royale, incredibly useful. Right, the area you start in is like a 10-kilometer square place or something like that. It's a big circle. And it's like 5 kilometers across or something like this. It's pretty big. So having a car is very useful, especially when the blue circle appears. I'll explain the blue circle in a moment for those who are not familiar. So I'm just driving away from the landing zone now, because the further you are away from the landing zone, the safer you are in a way. I'm not really sure if it's like considered a legit tactic to just avoid like the places of known danger until you have to deal with them. It certainly keeps you alive longer and certainly makes for a much more tense game. So I'm just going to hide here for a moment and check out where we are on the map. So we are centered there. We're pretty much there. The landing zone, as you can see, is right around here. We are up here-ish. And which way am I going? Well, I'm going to go away from the landing zone, but I need to go somewhere where there's better loot, because my submachine gun isn't really going to cut it in the long run, because, you know, its range is pretty terrible. The fact that I killed that guy with it was just sheer luck. I have to wonder if the different servers have different configurations for weapon behavior, because this is a not hardcore server, let's say. Third person's enabled, map markers are on your HUD and so forth. And I have to wonder if on the casual servers you also get like auto zeroing as well, because it felt like I got that kill far too easily with this particular gun. So here we are. I'm just speeding as fast as possible away from the landing zone. You know, this truck doesn't have much fuel left, but that's okay. It's getting me really far away from the landing zone. I see a car up ahead. I'm concerned that that is someone else's car, but I'm fairly sure I'm the first one like this far out of the landing zone. Because I landed near the edge of it, and I've now got a car, and I haven't seen anyone else. The only problem is I'm going quite fast now, and I haven't quite realised how fast I'm going, and I just realised that I'm really not used to controlling vehicles in ARMA 3 yet, because I haven't driven that much, and oh dear. Well, the truck's broken. And my running speed is reduced as I only have, what is that, like a fifth of my health left? Good. Well done, Boris. Give yourself an award. Well, since we're on foot now, we need to find somewhere where we can find good stuff. Now, fortunately, I did crash. I crashed my truck near to a sort of, I don't even know what it is. It's like an office building in the distance there, which is quite fortuitous in many ways. Well, in a few ways. I'm worried about the Osprey. It's flying around. It drops bombs. It drops care packages. I've never managed to collect a care package. I always assumed that it just would be death, you know, all around. And what's worse, it seems like whenever I've noticed that the Osprey has dropped a care package, it seems to bomb nearby as well. I'm not really sure what that's about. That's just a little bit weird, you know. Let's drop a care package and then bomb nearby. I'm hoping that there'll be something in this shed. I'm sure there's something in this shed. There's got to be something in the shed. There's a backpack in this shed, and I don't really need it because I already have one. Moving on. Uh-oh. The red zone has started. Check the map. So the red zone is an area of the playfield where if you're inside it, you're probably gonna die. Essentially, bombs just randomly land all over it. You do not want to be anywhere near it when it appears on the map. It does move around the map without warning, so you do need to keep a close eye on the GPS there, which is now on the screen. But it's okay, we're not in the red zone, and it's nowhere near us, so we can just continue as intended. We're going to now go into this lovely office building and loot up as best we can. We're almost certainly the first one here. There's no sign of anyone else being here because all the doors are closed, so we're pretty much safe to just go around as we like. Straight away, a different gun. Is it better? It's about the same, but we'll take it. I thought initially maybe its bullets were for my gun. Sadly, not the case, but I'm going to take all the bullets from my old gun just to stop anyone else from having them. The Osprey is, of course, still following me, apparently. Yeah, I'll take some smoke grenades, take some bullets. Yeah, we need all this. There's a lot of rooms in this building, most of which are not that interesting, except this one, I believe. Yes, in this one, an M4. Standard weapon to stand a good chance of making your way through a battle royale. We've got some Stanag mags here for it as well. We've got 2 mags. This is excellent. Some other clothes, some different camo clothes. I don't think that's better for me. I think my current garb is more appropriate. These not really any better. Not really anything better here, except the scope. Oh yes, we've got the scope, the red dot scope, with the camo on it. The camo red dot scope. as if you needed, you know, the camo on a gun like this that totally isn't really camo at all. Anyway. Keep an eye out, make sure no one's coming. This room's otherwise empty. The front windows are useful, though, just to make sure no one's coming. Oh, look at this. A machine pistol. SA-51. Let's take it. I mean, I don't presently have a sidearm. I doubt a sidearm will ever be useful, but you never know, so let's just take it. Ah, and a lovely hat as well. This is slightly more camo than my current hat, so let's put that on. Delightful. 12 dead, 18 to go. Only 17 dudes left to take out. Only 17 dudes. Man, that's a lot of dudes. I'll never do it. Who knows, I might. And this is a post-commentary after all, so you'd think I know, right? Who knows? I maybe recorded this a week ago and completely don't remember. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, it's fine, I'm now looking at the floor. That's normal. So many rooms, so many doors to loot. Hopefully we can find something better. Aha! The all-important first aid kit. This is especially important because I'm on basically 0 health. So we'll definitely use that immediately. At 13 dead, 17 to go. It's getting down to the wire now. 16 players left that aren't myself. Lovely. Another first aid kit. Perfect. Perfect. And a silencer, it's not for my M4. That's a shame. I'm moving much faster now. This is normal. This is normal crouch moving speed. It's not slow. It's not weapon drawn moving speed. Oh man, there are so many movement states in ARMA 3. Ooh, Stanag, lots of Stanag. Okay, now we've got 5 Stanag mags. This is basically perfect. I've got all the ammo you could ever need for this weapon. Another gun, another rifle. It's not my M4, so I'm keeping the M4. It's not a better M4. The only better M4 really that I could hope for now is one that's like desert camo or even jungle camo would probably be better than the black one. Well, that's the inside looted. What's out here? Let's crawl just on the off chance that someone is sort of over there using the old third-person hacks to look over the wall. Anything useful here? Nothing really useful, no. There is a large backpack over there. I honestly don't know if the different backpacks that are visually bigger actually carry more. To be fair, it's not really an issue in Battle Royale. As long as you have a backpack, you can almost certainly carry everything you'd need and more. I'm already carrying a lot of stuff I really don't need. I think I've got a couple of smoke grenade shells in my loot somewhere, which I really don't need because I don't have a grenade launcher. I do have a couple of smoke grenades, which can actually be useful. Rarely. What else do I have? I have that silencer that isn't for any gun I'm carrying, so that's fundamentally useless. All of this is useless. And now it comes down to the old waiting game. Right now, I've successfully acquired a reasonable equipment that I'm happy with. The red dot sight on this gun is amazing. I've got some kind of camo. I blend into brown-ish, so I can do that. I'm just checking out my map here to figure out where I should be going, and actually, where is the landing zone? So I just put a waypoint down on the landing zone there, so I know which way the people, other players, are likely to be coming from. Now, it is a fair distance away, at 2-odd kilometers, but I've been here long enough such that people, other players, should have arrived. And so let's see if we can get a good vantage point on them, shall we? Let's see if we can find a good place where we can watch in that general direction and just pick off anyone who's running in this general direction. Check the map again. The red zone is now over there. It's no longer by the airfield. So let's put the marker in the center of the map. The blue zone, which hasn't appeared yet, often will appear somewhere near the middle of the map. But of course, you're not guaranteed. There is the problem that I'm too kilometers away from the center of the map. So if the blue circle decides to appear on the other side of the circle, I have a long way to travel, and presently have no car, because I totaled my lovely truck. Let's just have a look and see if there's anyone coming. No movement at all. The trick is to look for movement, of course. Movement is what gives people away the most, which is why there's a lot of waiting and patience required in, if not Arma 3 in general, in Battle Royale specifically. I'm not really sure if there are any, like, informal rules applied to just waiting for people. The game, of course, the game mode does have various things to cause people to move around, such as the red zones. Eventually the blue circle will appear. But for now, it's just a case of there's nothing really to do, which is an unfortunate aspect to it. But then for other players right now, they will not be nearly as good a situation as I am. They'll be, like, still in the landing zone, trying to get out without dying, trying to find better guns. I've already found a pretty decent gun with a decent sight. I'm just, like, hoping to kill people now who are leaving the landing zone. Admittedly, I'm quite a far distance from it, so whatever. And now we have to struggle with the ladder. I must admit, this was definitely a noob mistake. I had no idea it's so difficult to get down off this particular building with this ladder. It turns out, as you'll discover in a moment, that to use the ladder, you essentially have to be stood right on the edge of the roof, practically falling off it. And I'm so obvious now. If someone was looking, coming in my direction, they would see me straight away and start popping at me if they had a gun of reasonable quality. Aha! We got on the ladder. Perfect. Look at that lovely animation. It's much better than Arma 2's. Arma 2's animation was always a bit dodgy, but then that's just Arma 2 in general. Arma 3 is much, much better. Okay. Whew. Made it off the roof, and we're... Come on, full running speed, please. This is not full running speed. Come on, we can do full running speed. There we go. Full... Well, it's not even full running speed. That's not a sprint. Here we go, sprint. Aha! In 10 minutes, play will be restricted in the area inside the blue circle. So, the blue circle is now into play. The way the blue circle works is if you're not in the blue circle and the timer says that the blue circle is activated, you die. Slowly. You have... Your health is taken away from you slowly. I think you have like a minute to 2 minutes to get back inside the blue circle. I mean, if you're on full health, that is. If you're not on full health, you have even less. Because your health just slowly drains. And of course, eventually you'll get so injured that you can't run anymore, which means that you definitely can't get back in the blue circle. Now, fortunately, I'm already in the blue circle. And it's just a case of picking the right place in the blue circle to go in order to stay safe, have the highest chance of killing people without getting killed myself, and maybe finding some better equipment. As I said, I'm already pretty well geared up. Got an M4, got some vaguely camo gear. The backpack I think we need to drop at some point. I mean, the backpack... You don't want to be carrying a backpack at the end game in Battle Royale. It makes you so much more obvious when you're crawling. So you definitely want to ditch your backpack at some point. Not right now. It's carrying stuff that's important. I think actually all my stanag, all my extra stanag is in my backpack. So I don't want to do that. But for the moment, I'm just running towards this town. And I'm keeping an eye out for any enemies nearby. Okay, so we're on final approach to the town. There's lots of buildings in this particular town. Is that a good sign or a bad sign? Well, kind of both. Good sign, because there's lots of places to hide. Bad sign, lots of places for other people to hide as well. Let's start with this this lovely half-built building up here. Buildings under construction in towns seem to always have really good loot. From what I've experienced so far, we just have to be a little careful that there isn't anyone already here. That's the trick. We have to be prepared to just spray and hope for the kill. There's a backpack here. We've already got one. I kind of prefer the one I already have because it's if I hide in a bush, it's less obvious. Here's the landing zone over here. This is the direction people will be coming from potentially. Not necessarily, because, you know, they will have scattered, but they have to come to the blue circle. Now, admittedly, the blue circle is still really, really big. As you can see, that marker is actually at the edge of the blue circle. And So the chance of someone coming here, yeah, they may do. I mean, I did. But they don't have to, because the blue circle is still really, really big. However, we have to take this opportunity to try and get a good vantage point on someone who may be approaching the town from vaguely that direction. Because as you can see from up here on this roof, oh my word, you can see all around. There's only like a strip that I can't see because of the trees immediately in front of me, but otherwise I can see everything. And so now the waiting game begins. There's no good loot up here though. There is some loot, and pretty soon I'm going to realize, wait a minute, if someone's running this way and they see me, as in they see my obvious backpack, then that's not a good thing. So I really should, while I'm up here, just take that off so that I'm not super, super obvious. Certainly my clothes do not bode well for up here. I'm covered in like brown, and brown isn't there we go, look, here we go. Let's just take the backpack off. Let's move things around a bit. Yeah, let's just put the backpack down. Look, I'm covered in brown. Now I'm lying down on grey, so it's not the worst, but I'd prefer to be lying down in a field in a way, in my current clothing. But you know what, it's not the worst, and with my backpack off, I reckon I'd be really hard to see at the kind of range I'm seeing at. And now it's just a case of looking out for movement carefully in all directions and shooting anyone that comes by. There's the Osprey. Does that mean people are coming this way if the Osprey's here again? In 60 seconds? Oh wow. Okay, so in 60 seconds the blue circle comes into effect. What's that parachute over there? Huh? It's a care package. And it's about 1 kilometer away? Huh. Okay, let's see what we can do with that. Well, the Osprey's coming back again. What's it doing? We need to get off this roof if we want to make that care package work for us. This crawling action is pretty cool. Right, get on the ladder. On ladder. Get on. Well, apparently the Osprey wanted to blow everything up. There's red smoke where the care package was dropped. Of course, it's risky because the care package is pretty damn valuable. Everyone kind of wants to go and get the care package, including me. So maybe go and get the care package isn't the best idea, but perhaps we can get a better vantage point on it. If we move forward, move to a building that's less obstructed by the trees and by the building that we're going to, we can do that. The blue circle is now in effect. So anyone outside the blue circle will die shortly if they do not make it inside. Unlucky for those, of course. There's a revolver of some kind there. There's another med kit. I think we need to take that med kit. Yeah, there we go. Take the med kit. We need that. Hopefully we won't. Ooh, what's this? Oh, bullets for some kind of 9mm of some 9mm variant. Can we see anyone? Anyone running up to the building? Because if I run up these stairs and there's someone there, they'll just bang bang and I'll be dead. Right. This again is another building that's... This one I think is actually been destroyed as opposed to being under construction. But all of these type of buildings seem to spawn pretty damn good loot. So right here... Oh, we get a scope upgrade. We get a mega scope upgrade. So this is one of those scopes that's a dual sight scope. It's got a dot sight. It's a green dot sight specifically, but it also has... Oh ho ho! I think that's an 8x scope on that thing. So that basically turns my M4 into a half-decent sniper rifle. So this is what you want. And you can switch between them very quickly as well. I can't remember the controls offhand. We're swapping out our black utility vest to a one that matches my my other clothes more appropriately. So now we are even more camo than before. And as before, back to waiting. Kind of given up on the care package. I can't see it anymore. It was over by the road, I think. Oh, for some reason my scope is blurry. What's going on with the scope? Why is it blurry? Oh, what the hell? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 15 dead, 15 to go. That means there's only 14 enemies left. We shall deal with it. In 2 minutes, the blue circle will shrink. Right, and then this is the next thing with the blue circle. the blue circle will, every so often, shrink further. I think its size reduces by like 20% every time it shrinks. Is it 25? Is it 20? I don't know. It shrinks quite a lot, quite a large amount. And then eventually, after 20 minutes or so, it is very, very small. Like, it's 100 meters across, and, you know, it'll be 2 people alive, and they can't see each other. And it's just horrible. But this is what the game's about, right? I say horrible. It's actually the bit that's most enjoyable. It's like, oh crap, there's one other dude alive, and I'm alive. Where is he? I'm still, of course, looking around for other people. We can't let anyone else come near our amazing town. This is my town now. I've claimed it. I've claimed this town for all that is right and just. No one else can come in here without my distinct and explicit approval. 16 dead, 14 to go. Only 13 others left. But where are they? Are they in the fields in front of me? They could well be, and I just can't see them because there's a few too many trees from this angle. Few too many. But it is just a case now of playing the old waiting game. Sadly, I say sadly. I mean, this is what Battle Royale is primarily about. Play is now restricted to the area inside the blue circle. This means the circle has shrunk, and it'll be shrinking again pretty shortly. And still, no one has approached, at least not from the direction of the landing area. No, the marker actually on my GPS there, that marker is actually marking the center of the blue circle, or what is currently the center of the blue circle. The center of the blue circle does shift around. And it does that to prevent people from doing sort of what I'm doing, which is camping one location. Of course, camping one location is a very good strategy because it's got a high probability of keeping you alive. Now, the problem is, right, there's no in-game mechanic to stop people from camping. So, the end result is that you kind of have to camp to a certain degree anyway, just so you don't get shot, because of course the majority of the game comes down to who sees who first. And not only that, who sees who first, who is able to see who first and get the fatal shot off first. That is more or less the game. It is like a game of stealth, effectively, as opposed to a game of gunplay. So I've moved here into this building. Why have I moved into this building? Because it is very near the center of the blue circle. Now, it may seem incredibly stupid to move into the center of the blue circle, but it does mean that I am more likely to encounter people as they approach me. And look at this, a silencer for the M4. We now have a silencer on the M4. So this M4 is now pretty badass. It's the wrong color, but I'm not going to not use it as a result of it being the wrong color. In 2 minutes, the blue circle will shrink again. Now, unfortunately, there is a disadvantage. There are many disadvantages to camping in buildings. The main disadvantage with this particular building is it has pretty poor coverage of allowing you to see outside for several reasons. Some of the windows views are just completely blocked by buildings or trees. And also, what's worse about this building is that it has a huge hill behind it. So if you just like stand in a place where someone could see you from the hill through a window, they can and they will probably shoot you. Now, admittedly, they're shooting through a pretty small window, but it only takes one bullet to ruin the game for you. So it's not worth the risk of standing in a place where you will get seen. Now, I am presently doing the slightly dodgy tactic of standing in a corner where I cannot be line of sight from anywhere except in the room I'm in. This does mean that I cannot be hit through any window, and hopefully also means that no one will ever figure out that I'm in here, at least by listening or looking through windows, but it also means I can't see anything. So for all I know, there's like 3 people outside right now, and I just cannot tell. And in 60 seconds, we're gonna have the blue circle's already shrunk, and it will be activated very shortly. Sucks for anyone that's outside the blue circle. And back to the old waiting game of see if anything happens. I'm just gonna look around here, make sure that the area is clear. Occasionally poke my head out the windows and see if I can see anything. But for the most part, it is just waiting. In 60 seconds, play will be restricted to the area inside the blue circle. The circle has shrunk again. We are no longer at the center of the blue circle. The center is now over there. "19 dead, 11 to go. 10 more bastards to kill." What's that noise? Something's coming. Is it the osprey? That is not an osprey. That is definitely not an osprey. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh bollocks. Is he gonna come around the corner? Is he? Oh, there he is. Die. Whew. Close. So close. Whew. That that definitely gave me an adrenaline rush when I was actually in the game. It definitely doesn't look as tense as it did when you're playing it. Because when you're playing this, you're like, crap, any moment, he'll come around the corner, and if he's third-personing properly, he might see me first. The problem is, if you're third-personing, that means you're not aiming properly. So you have to take the choice. Do you either third-person, or do you aim properly? That is the... there's only 8 left now, guys. There's only 7 left. We're actually at the edge of the blue circle now, as you can see on the GPS. The GPS has indicated that the blue circle has shrunk to, well, it's getting pretty small now. It's getting pretty small. There is also the other problem now as well. Was that guy by himself? There's no way to know for dead certain. Because if he wasn't by himself, that means the guy that was with him knows I'm here. For absolute certainty. For all I know, he could actually be in the room that guy was shot in. But he might just be waiting downstairs. He knows I'm up here and have no way out of here. If he is down there, that is. Because I don't know. So, how do we deal with this? The answer is we just wait. Because if he's down there, he'll be waiting for me to come down. Which means I can't go down, because I will definitely die. The only option I really have is just to wait, if there is someone down there. The problem is, I have no idea if there is anyone down there. As far as I could tell, I mean, watching this back, I'm pretty sure that there is only one person down there. But at the time, you know, the panic sets in. The panic sets in and you go, oh crap, there's a guy downstairs, at least one guy. I'm not sure how many because I'm not really paying attention. Hide. Dear, where is he? Fight. Okay, he's dead. Good. Oh crap, did he have a friend with him? Maybe is the answer. Maybe every time. Because if his friend's any good, he will wait. Because this building has no other way down except the one staircase. So it is surely going to get me killed. This is the other problem with hiding in a building. Or hiding in a building that's in an excellent spot. People are likely to find it. People are likely to notice it. People are likely to find you. At this point, we're going to drop the backpack. We do not need the backpack anymore. It will not help us. The game is nearing its end. The backpack will only unhelp us, in fact. It will unhelp us. Because it makes you much more obvious. Now, having taken the backpack off, I realize that the vest I'm wearing is not the best. What I probably should do here, but I don't think I actually do this because I'm a bit thick, is swap it with the guy the guy's vest who I just killed, because he's got a pretty decent vest. But I don't do that because that's the thick thing too. 6 to go. Okay, guys, it's getting down to the wire. It's getting very, very close. And I still don't know if there's a guy like immediately below me. No way for me to know that unless he makes a sound. And if he's very clever, or rather, that is to say, if he's got any intelligence at all, he will walk very slowly everywhere if he moves at all downstairs. Of course, it's actually quite risky for him to wait downstairs as well. This is the other thing to consider. If there is a guy downstairs, he is at more risk of being spotted by someone outside the house than me, because he's on the ground floor. So more people can see you on the ground floor because you're, you know, easier to see through windows and that. I'm pretty impossible to see up here through the windows. The only window I could be possibly seen through is the window facing the hill, and even then I think you only might just be able to see my legs. It might not be obvious that there is actually someone lying down on the floor. This still feels like perhaps I'm not playing the game right by kind of waiting and hiding in a house. There are no rules to this game as far as I'm aware. The rules to this game are anything you can do within the game that isn't directly cheating, you know, using modifications to the game and that, it flies, pretty much. You want to team up with friends via ghosting? Yeah, you can do that. The blue circle has shrunk. We now need to make a move. Of course, doing things like ghosting, using, you know, third-party chat applications is definitely a bit dodgy within the realms of the spirit of the game, I think. But actually, the funny thing is, having multiple people doesn't mean you're more likely to win. Of course, there can only be one winner in Battle Royale. A team cannot win. You can't create a team. At least not on this variant. Okay, so I'm braving downstairs, and there's no one here. As I conjectured earlier in the commentary. No one here. At least no one obviously here. Yeah, I mean, that was just my panicked self that thought, oh crap, there might be a second guy downstairs who was with that guy. Yeah, as I was saying, third-party chat applications are certainly not quite within the spirit of the game, I feel. But there are no rules against it, certainly. And in fact, it doesn't even necessarily give you a good advantage, because it actually requires quite a lot of concentration to keep track of where your teammates are. If there's more than like one other friend with you, it's really hard to keep track of where everyone is. And to know who to not shoot, because of course the enemy, the solo players, will shoot everyone. If you have to think for that, you know, half a second, is that someone I should shoot? That puts you at quite the disadvantage. It really does. Also, of course, more people makes you more obvious. If more people are moving about, you're more likely to get seen. At least your group is likely to get seen. Now, of course, it can be hard for someone to identify how many there are in your group, but still, it means you're more visible. Now, you can see what I've done here. I found a spot that's in pretty good cover. I've got, like, you know, 270 degrees of cover here, which is very good. And it's right at the edge of the blue circle. So we're going to do a little bit of waiting here and see if anyone comes in front of us. And we're now hearing gunshots, and there's now 4 to go. There are 3 bastards left. I'm going to venture into this house because those gunshots didn't sound like they came from this house. We have to see if we can find a way out the back. We can also use it to do a bit of scouting to see what the terrain is like on the other side of the house, so we can decide what our next move will be when the blue circle shrinks again, which of course it will do. We are not picking up a backpack. We are going completely backpackless. So now we're going to use the third-person hacks as much as possible. To be clear, it's not a hack. It is a legit thing. Everyone in the game is allowed to use the third person. Therefore, you should use it, because if you don't use it, you're at a massive disadvantage. There are some servers, of course, that disable third person. Those servers are terrifying. I like playing on them more than the third person ones, because it's so easy to see everything in third person. The circle is about to shrink again. It will be shrinking very shortly. Standing here is quite risky, because I'm pretty visible from certain angles. There's probably no one behind me, because, you know, that's outside the blue circle at this point. But I decide let's have a bit of a lie down and see if we can see anything with the old 8 times scope. I think that's 8 times. It's either 4 or 8. It's hard, I'm not really good at telling. It doesn't say anywhere. Don't see any movement or anything, any shape that suggests a person. Of course, the circle is still quite big, and there is still quite a bit of the circle that's outside of my vision range, so there might not actually be anyone in front of me, or there might be, all 3 people might be directly in front of me. The map has been updated. The new circle is on the map. I'm changing angle, see if we can see anyone like at the top of the hill or anywhere. No one noticeable. The circle has shrunk. We need to move. Am I going to move or am I going to stay here? Here we go. We're leaving as soon as I figure out how to stand up. There's no point really going upstairs except to have a look out the windows, but all the windows are probably blocked some way. So I decide that going straight forward out that door is the wrong way to do this. The best chance of survival is to stay in cover. So we're going to stay behind a few buildings if possible. A few buildings and trees. So here are some trees. These are good. Some more buildings over here. We're also running up to a building which will continue to give us cover. Also, on the other side of that building, I noticed there is a fairly decent tree line which I can move through to get me closer to the blue circle. I love that vault. In 60 seconds, play will be restricted inside the blue circle. We're pretty close to the blue circle, but we're not close enough. I'm looking out for anyone who is also struggling to get into the blue circle like I am, because they will shoot me, so I have to shoot them first. Blue circle second, checking to make sure there's no one around me. First priority, right? Okay, so those are the trees I was on about. There's no cover here, so best chance, sprint. Just full on sprint, checking my shoulders, you know, checking my left and my right, make sure we're clear. We've got cover from this lovely little cottage house. The fence. Now, funny thing, standing here, we're not actually in the blue circle. We have to move a bit closer to get in the blue circle. We can't really stay down the side of the house because it's pretty visible to the rest of the blue circle. So, the wall. Yes, the wall and the grass. The wall and the grass is good. Oh, what's that? That would be a guy. Hello, guy. We're in full auto mode. Switch to semi-auto. Okay, we're firing at this guy. Apparently, my aim is terrible. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm not able to actually hit the guy for some reason. Okay, he's pretty obvious. Okay, someone else is firing at him. So I'm not concerned by him anymore. I need to see if I can find the other guy. Oh. Thank you for watching, guys. In the end, I came third. The guy who I was shooting at died like half a second before I did. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've certainly enjoyed playing Battle Royale. I don't play it too much. I play like maybe once or twice a week because the games are quite long. This game took just slightly under an hour to actually get through. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. Please do let me know if you've enjoyed this as well. I know this is very long. Well, hopefully it's not too long. But I'll see you guys next time. And do check me out on Twitch if you're into the old streaming. I don't stream consistently, but generally at least once a week. Anyway, guys, have fun. See you later, guys. Bye.